Hey guys, it's Squash. I probably should have done this a way earlier, like first, but I figured I'd make a video just like about who I am and my identity as a non-binary person and stuff like that. Just as like an introduction type thing. So yeah, I'm Squash or Lex. I'm 29 and I live in Washington State. I identify as non-binary. I go by they, them pronouns. My non-binary identity, I guess, kind of sits in the realm of like gender neutral or agender, I guess. But originally in high school, I thought I was a trans guy. I think I learned about trans people maybe my freshman year of high school, so like 2005-ish, 2006, somewhere in there, and researched it like crazy, but there wasn't a lot of information about it on the internet yet. There were just like a couple of YouTubers, someone named Charlie, I remember, Skylar, and I know there were a couple of guys who went stealth, whose names I do not remember at all anymore, and then a couple of like forums, but most information that I got I found from my library, from like, books on LGBT people, but those were from, the mid-90s or whatever. So yeah, a lot of the information I got from like forums and GeoCities and stuff that probably doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, I thought I was a trans guy for a while. I bound a bunch in high school. I considered changing my name, but I couldn't really decide on what I wanted quite yet. I cut my hair. My hair's been short for, since I was like 12, but I cut my hair more masculine and, wore just like guys' clothes, blah, 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 blah. The story. And then I kind of got distracted by school and just sort of stopped thinking about it for a while because I didn't really have anything to think about. I came out actually as trans, I then started thinking about it again. Came out as trans after I graduated high school, but then I did a gap year and kind of didn't do anything about it because I couldn't really do anything about it while I was traveling. Then went to community college, and through various things in community college, also through Tumblr actually, kind of learned more about gender neutral identities and non-binary identities and things like that, and realized like, oh, that's me. Like, I'm not a binary trans guy. I'm definitely like a non-binary gender neutral person. So I started using they, them pronouns and stuff like that. And then went away to college, moved up to Washington from California, really started using they, them pronouns and like changing my style to less like masculine or like boring and a little bit more like punk and stuff like that. I always kind of, ever since I learned that it was a thing, I kind of wanted top surgery. In high school when I was binding, I wanted it, and then I kind of put it out of my mind as something I would never be able to afford. But my grandmother left myself and my brother and my cousins money when she died, so I'm using that to fund my top surgery, which is why my situation is a little bit unique. Most of my dysphoria has been centered around my chest, so I'm excited for that to go away, but I never really have any intention of going on T, especially because I know that via my genetics, my dad, my brother, etc., etc., the first thing that would go would be my hairline, which I'm not excited about. I kind of wish that you could pick and choose the effects that you get from hormones, because I would love to have like facial hair and a lower voice, but like a lot of the other stuff I'm like, I don't know, I could take it or leave it, whatever. especially leaving the hair loss thing. But yeah, a little bit about me. I used to work in a bookstore until I was laid off due to COVID. So now I'm just kind of unemployed and hanging out. But I I love theater. I was a theater technician all throughout high school and college, and I would love to go back to doing that, COVID permitting, when, if the future of theater goes back to something. One of my favorite things to do is to write about and analyze media, like TV shows, books, movies, things like that. I mostly do that on my Tumblr just because I already have it. I like doing collage work and stuff like that, art. Yeah, that's me. And I will update as things happen. See y'all.